Hey everyone, so today's video is a bit different. Today I'm going to be doing a review on my combaticons. I might even show a combination video or something. But for now, here we have the combaticons. We have brawl, swindle, blastoff, vortex, and their little onslaught. So, I know that this isn't Thomas related, but at least it's something. I might have them appear in Dimensional Disasters 2 or Sodor Apocalypse once their choice of life. Let's take a look at one of them first. Let's take a look at Swindle first. Now, to let you all know, I'm not going to transform them into vehicle mode because I have no reason to unless I do the combination, which will be in another video. So here we have Swindle. And according to his vehicle mode, he is supposed to be a Jeep. This Swindle is actually also a retool of Transformers Combiner Wars Rook. That's right, this guy is a Rook figure. Now, if none of you saw or heard about this before, Combiner Wars just recently does their own retools to make them to make their toys look like other different robots. Sometimes they do retools, sometimes they do repaints, sometimes they do remolds, but other times they do renaming. I wasn't really able to get the Unite Warriors version, but at least I got this version. Comes at a cheap price too. Posability, his head is on a ball joint. We have this trigger mechanism for transformation. Technically, everything's on a ball joint, from the arms to the legs. We also have hinges at the arms and at the legs too. And I guess I can consider this pretty good, but if you want to get him to a pose, we can just... Look at that. He's blessing or being blessed himself. Nice. Up next is Vortex. Now, I like Vortex really because in his mode he can transform into a military helicopter. The reason why it's a military helicopter is because he has missiles, so does his original mold. And if you guys don't tell, or can't tell, this is actually a retool itself. You can tell by the head. They originally used this mold as Alpha Bravo in the aerial bots. So, let's take a look at him. Posability for him is pretty nice. Like I said, on a ball joint at the head, arms, and legs. We've also got a hinge joint at the legs, small ratchet joint, and the hands can turn around. Or at least they can do this if you liked. Here's the best pose I can come up with. We have Vortex running into battle like mad. So that's it for Vortex. Let's head off to my next figure, which is Brawl. Here we have Brawl. So, for Brawl, I like the color feature. His base mode, his robot mode is pretty good, especially that head of his. And this isn't actually a mold. This, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. This isn't actually a mold. This is actually the real figure. Their own version. Not a retool, not a repaint, not anything. Just their own version of Brawl. So he does transform into a tank, which is pretty cool. And he does have pretty good mechanisms. Oh, the torso is pretty much something I can't really agree on. By the way, if you guys are wondering, yep, all the torsos on the deluxe figures can turn. There is a problem, and I know it's not with mine, just look at how they displayed the crotch. I mean, I like the original figures of the crotches, but this looks like he has indigestion. Now, I have shown off a few times back when I was growing up a thing that I can do with Brawl. And to do that, I can just do this, unpeg his torso from, yeah, I think you get the idea. Just untab it from under the chest, flip it up, flip the legs down, and here you have a smaller, but yet a little more better version of Brawl. It's pretty much the best I can come up with. Posability, you get the idea. Head is on a ball joint. Well, actually on a swivel. Arms full 360. Ball joints at all of them. Ball joints at the lower arms. Ball joints at the legs. And hinges too. At both the arms and the legs. Here's my ridiculous pose for him. Here we have what I like to call the ultimate tank man mode. Yeah, it's basically the tank. It's basically this part of the tank right here in Brawl doing a crunch while blasting out his blaster while aiming at the target he wants to fire. Yeah, it's pretty funny if you ask me. But yeah, here's how he battles. Like that! I guess he's a triple firer. I guess he can fire a triple. Not with his arms, but with his head. And the last one for the deluxes is blastoff. And some of you might remember from back in the old days of Transformers that blastoff can transform into a rocket ship. They did fix that. They did do that for the Prime Wars trilogy of this guy. But in Combiner Wars, this guy actually turns it into a jet. I know, ridiculous. Though it is kind of useful for once. The reason is they can go at safer angles. Sure, they can't go into space, but they're awesome. Now, I do like how he looks all around. This guy is also a repaint of Slingshot from Transformers Combiner Wars, who is also a retool of Fireflight from Transformers Combiner Wars as well. So yeah, a retool of a repaint of another retool. The irony keeps going. So, posability for this guy. Head's on a ball joint. The torso can spin. A bit loose on mine. Ball joints at the legs. Arms are on a ball joint. Small ratchet at the lower arms and elbows. And lower hinges for the legs. So here's my pose for blastoff. And so here we have Blastoff. I don't even know if he's dancing or fighting, but it's funny. And lastly, here we have Onslaught. A big figure, if you ask me. This guy is a leader class. Or a Voyager class. I don't know. To be honest, I think this guy's a Voyager class. But yeah. I do kind of like the color scheme, though. This guy is also a retool of Hotspot from the Protectobots. But he is pretty nice in any way possible. Posability for this guy, yeah, you get the idea. Head is on a swivel. Can just go up and can't really move that much, but arms are on a ratchet. Lower arms are at a double joint. Legs are on a ratchet. Lower joint. Hinge on a lower joint, I guess. The fists don't turn, however. Neither do the other ones for the deluxe classes or something. But yeah, he does come with these two guns. But to make it simple, he comes with these two pretty nice blasters. Now, I have no idea what he transforms into, but it's a military vehicle. Pretty nice, am I right? And for the pose, I just went with this. Booyah! So that's it for the combaticons. I like these toys. It's just pretty good to see for myself. Now, they don't have any left in stores anymore, but these guys are good. They are the best of the figures that I can ever find. Now, there are other versions, like the Fall of Cybertron versions, or the Make Toys versions, or the, G1 versions, but out of all of them, I'd have to say that the original Combiner Wars Bruticus rules out of all of them. Those are all my words. So thanks for watching, everyone, and please sure to like and subscribe, and to the comments, and let me know what you think of Bruticus, or at least the Combaticons. So thanks for watching, and goodbye!